Hey, and aloha. Let me get this set up good. Brother Richie here. Halloween 2023. Middle of the Pacific Ocean. Little discombobulated. I am George Herman Crisscross Ruth. Call me the babe. Brother Richie, live. This is my Halloween show. It's a little late. Okay. Hey, somebody came and went. Oh, imagine that. Yeah, I'm still here. And it's okay. Working on more stuff, working on a theme song, gonna get a producer in here. My boy Cap probably cut down to 3 shows a week soon. It's hard and content, and I think every day gets watered down. So not pod strong as ever, but maybe cut down on the watered downness and work more on what you call uh, more, less is more type thing. Quality over quantity. I've been going quantity, and that's just to get used to being on the air, and I think I'm getting more comfortable. So coming soon, maybe actually have a producer in studio with me and opening theme song, a little bit of underlying music, all the stuff that makes me go pro. For now, we're in the pseudo studio, Emalani's room. We got High Five Kitty. How you doing? Got the brain power. Go Beeves. Got the artwork. We'll start adding a little more. I probably should put a little more artwork over here. We'll have her draw something up today. Emalani the Great coming tomorrow. This is Tuesday. Halloween. Just prior to week 9 of the NFL season. Got some week 8 stuff to talk about, though. Trade deadline was today, was just a couple hours ago. Got some big ones, pretty big. Nothing on the offensive end that was huge, but a few defensive guys moved that could be big impacts on their new team. Chase Young went to San Fran for a 3rd rounder next year. That guy on one side, Bosa on the other side. They need a little pick me up too after 3 losses in a row. I think they're in the panic room for the first time. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. Panic room coming up. One of my favorite segments. Rasul Douglas should help the beleaguered defensive backfield of Buffalo. They just did a draft swap, 6 for a 7. That's kind of the norm. You get a player, you give up a 6th. You give up the player and a 7th, you get a 6 back. So Rasul Douglas, try to shore up that Buffalo Bills decimated defensive backfield. Donovan Peoples-Jones to Detroit, I believe like a 5th round pick. Josh Dobbs goes to the Vikings. That leaves Toon. Not even sure his first name. Going to start in Arizona. Might jump on that, all you survivor poolers. Chicago Montez Sweat. Interesting. On a 2-6 season where you're going nowhere, and maybe the worst team in all of football. You're picking up a guy that's going to be a free agent. I guess if you're looking at the future and you want to sign him next year, I think they got cap room, but that's a weird one. Then Seattle, Leonard Williams. Their D is coming around. They've only given up 2 touchdowns in the last 3.5 games, I believe. That'll help shore up the interior of that defensive line. So, yeah, some good trades. NFL, more and more. I think because the shelf life of these GMs and coaches, they don't get 2, 3, 4 years anymore. Win now or you're fired. So I think they like making splashes. Kind of surprised that Henry stayed. Very surprised that Devontae Adams stayed in Vegas. Thielen, I heard, might move. There's some guys that stayed put, but it's the NFL. You never know. Let's go into some fantasy. I want to talk. I want to talk a little extra fantasy today because it's deep into the season, probably 2/3 of the way after week 8, almost 2/3 of the way because 13 weeks is usually the regular season, and I haven't talked a whole lot of fantasy. I am in 6 leagues and a pick 'em pool and a survivor pool, which I'm still alive in 2 survivor pools. This is about $31,000 worth of possible winnings left. Shh. So that's exciting. Fantasy football week 8. Let's go studs and duds. Josh Allen 324, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Dak 304, 4 touchdowns and a pick. CeeDee Lamb 12 catches, 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't know how you don't guard these guys. Levis. So who the hell's Lewis? Oh yeah, the rookie Levis 238, 4 touchdowns, no picks. 2 long ones and a short one to D Hop. 4 catches, 128 yards and 3 touchdowns for D Hop. Finally coming around. He probably told the rookie, just look for me, Will. I'm out there. I don't know why Tannehill didn't, but we got a chance to start over. Maybe they have. Maybe that's why they kept Henry. I think they're 3-4. They're not out of it. It's not a great conference. Let's take a look. Tennessee Titans stood pat on the trade deadline. Yeah, 3-4. Still in it, I would say. Derek Carr, 310 and 2 touchdowns, no picks. Waddle and Tyreek Hill, 100 yards each and a touchdown each for the Dolphins. Garrett Wilson, 7 catches and 100 yards in a pouring rainstorm and made a couple big catches to get him down into field goal range to kick that tying field goal. Ugly game, but great game. I don't mind ugly. If it's close and it's coming down to the last second, I'll take it. Saquon, you can't pay him, but you'll run him 36 times for 128 yards. Can't get in the end zone, though. Jalen Hurts, 319, 4 touchdowns, no picks. A.J. Brown sets the record 6 games in a row with over 125 yards receiving. Jerry Rice never did that. Sterling Sharp never did that. Plenty of guys never did that. Oh, Raz is calling. I'm live, Raz. What's up?
Oh, shit. I just got done with work. All right, I'll check back with you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll call you right when I'm done.
Uh,
Okay. That was Uncle Raz. I should have had him stay on. Sam Howell, just putting up numbers. They're weird. They'll go 38.7, 34, 14, 13, 28, 32. It's just weird. He goes 397 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. And they're scoring 20, 35. Then they score 3. Then they score 31. Then they score 20. Then they score 24. Then they score 7. Then they score 31. They scored 31 twice against the Philly Eagles and lost them both. Chris Cross will get you. Babe Ruth will get you. So AJ, 6 straight games with 125 yards. That is an NFL record. 2 touchdowns. Just makes amazing catches too. Is that guy Offensive Player of the Year? Quite possibly. Gus the Bus, 3 touchdowns total. Take over that backfield. Just give him the ball. Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 100 yards even, and a touchdown. Justin Herbert, 298 with 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jimmy G, if he could just hit a wide open Devontae Adams, would have about 350 yards and a 98-yard and a 60-yard touchdown pass. But instead, he's in the duds section. 10 for 21 with 126 yards. I just had to veer off a little bit there. Jahmyr Gibbs, finally. What have we been doing here? David Montgomery and just not give him the ball? Remember how excited you were when you drafted this guy? Jameer Gibbs, 189 total yards and a touchdown. Just and hard runner. Just the guy's awesome. Just give these guys the ball. Don't backseat quarterback me, but I'll get into it again. And Amon-Ra St. Brown going through an illness, 6 catches, 108 yards. He makes that passing game go. Laporta as well. He had a touchdown. But, I didn't really believe in St. Brown, but I do now. I'm a convert. Let's go to the fantasy duds. Tony Pollard, what's up? I didn't think I didn't have him on my radar. I didn't think he's a 3-down guy. He's a 3rd-down scat back style. And he's small. And they didn't go get I think it's going to bite him in the butt, the running game, come playoff time. Nobody gets more excited than over a team or more down on them than the Cowboys. They're under such scrutiny. Tony Pollard, 55 total yards, no touchdowns. And 2 games in a row where Cooper Kupp only has 2-3 catches. Between him and Puka, 7 catches combined, 64 yards. Stafford's out. Is that train coming to an end? Alexander Madison, another guy. He's a Tony Pollard type. Get rid of your stud. Get rid of your bell cow-ish guy. 33 total yards, no touchdowns, Alexander Madison. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Green Bay, top 3 worst teams in the league. 40 rushing yards combined. Kyle Pitts, again, imagine that, on the duds list. 3 catches for 35 yards. Only big catch he had was cost me my pool when they went down and beat Houston, I think, last week. Ramondre Stevenson's 50 total yards, another dud. Breece Hall, the line's beat to shit. I understand, but you only get 12 carries. Maybe in a driving rain downstorm, you get on the ball and say, set hut a few times. 12 carries for 17 yards. He did have a catch for a touchdown. Saved his day. New York Giant QBs, 7 yards on the day, passing. 7 yards passing. De Niro, DeVito, DeSomething, I think he had -2. I know it's a driving rainstorm, but holy cow. This is on, and Dable. Dable's an offensive guy, he's supposed to be a quarterback guy. You got to have a plan in place when it doesn't work out and when you're down to your 2nd and 3rd string quarterback, because it's one play away. You can't just, the quarterback got hurt, so no, get on the ball, say set hut. You got a guy at 36 carries. How about a fantasy dud bringing in the field goal unit and missing in a driving rainstorm when you only need a yard to clear out the game and then giving up a field goal with 27 seconds left? Talk about duds. Kenny Pickett, I just keep thinking he's going to come around. He's not that bad. 10 for 16 with 73 yards, 0 touchdowns, and an injury. Pittsburgh. Backfield as well. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, 32 rushing yards combined. How many? Dude. 43 passes for Pickett and Trubisky and 15 rushes at home. So there you go. Fantasy duds. Matt Canada strikes again, run the ball 15 times and throw a 41 with 2 crap quarterbacks and 2 decent to good running backs. Dameon Pierce, 12 for 46. Got down to the inside the 1-yard line twice. And then they give it straight up the gut to the fullback and a QB sneak and can't even give him a effing touchdown. 12 carries for 46 yards and 0 targets. I just don't understand with this guy. It's my biggest fantasy dud. Piss me off. Don't understand what the F is going on with a rookie quarterback and a bowling ball sledgehammer running back. You just don't give him the ball. Fantasy dud. I know I picked him in 2 of my leagues. My biggest league, 15th round. Him and Mahomes, my first 2 picks, thinking, you know what? Rookie quarterback, have a running game. You just don't even give him the ball. It is so crap. I'm not even sure who their OC is, but I'd like to bitch that effer out. Patrick Mahomes. Get up, Richie. 240 yards passing, 3 turnovers, 2 picks, and a fumble. No Tay equals fantasy dud for Kelsey. This is getting to be a thing. 6 catches for 58 yards, no touchdowns, no Tay. If she's there, it's 100. If she's not there, it's 50. It's going to be a thing, people. Devontae Adams, 7 targets, 1 catch for 11 yards. Jimmy's that bad. You know, 2 wide open running down the sideline passes. Devontae Adams could be 3 catches for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Instead, he's 1 for 11 and doesn't have words. Doesn't have words to say how he feels because, you know, you don't want to get in trouble from the league. Devontae Adams. Rah. Unreal. Unreal. Let me try something. Looking for something, guys. Sorry. I just had it on here. News. Here we go. No. Oh, well. I want to get Devontae's soundbite. I just don't know what to say where I won't get misconstrued and taken out of context by the media, which is us, which we do a lot. Anyway, waiver wire. Kyler Murray, go grab him if he's out there. He's going to be playing soon. And come fantasy playoffs, the guy could get you a win. Will Levis, 4 touchdowns. I mean, worth a chance. We've seen a lot of times 1-2 games and then they fall back to earth, but something to think about. Him and D-Hop got something going. Sam Howell, can't argue with the numbers. Gus the Bus, if he's available, take over that backfield. Gus Edwards, take over that backfield. Give him the ball. Chuba, because the other guy can't even say his name. Just 2nd, 3rd round pick, done. Terrible. Josh Downs probably still out there. Get him with Kyler coming back. Quentin Johnston. He's got the body, he's got the speed, and looks like they're coming his way a little more. Williams out for the year. Rookie, 2nd half of the season. I like it. Taysom Hill, I mean, you got to. He's just getting used. He's getting catches, he's getting runs. He's the goal line guy. 2 touchdown catches. What the hell's going on? I guess they don't like Johnson. And Fergie for Dallas. So there's the fantasy studs and duds. A little more fantasy. I want to talk some fantasy foibles. Fantasy foibles. Where just the shit's effed up. Stuff that makes you punch a hole in the wall down there. I got 3. We got the down to the 1 yard line BS. And I swear it's happened to Dameon Pierce at least 4 times. And then down to the 1, don't get the touchdown. Jalen Hurts lost a fumble. Bryce Young scrambled down to the 1. Pierce twice on 2 separate drives. A.J. Dillon twice on the same drive. You can't. Why is it so hard to get a yard? Alvin Kamara, Darrell Henderson, Latavius Murray all tackled at the 1, didn't score. Same with Chuba Hubbard, Devin Singletary, Darrington Evans, and he got a touchdown. Why Why is he getting the ball? What's wrong with Dante Foreman? Dude, Kincaid caught a pass down to the one. Durham Smythe for the Dolphins. And Andrew Beck. So 3 guys. Oh, my God. It is frustrating as shit. These are not catchable passes that could have been touchdowns or at least big gains. Romeo Dobbs, imagine that. Potential 80-yard touchdown. Would have had to be perfect pass. Nico Collins overthrown on a 77-yarder. Amari Cooper from the backup QB, 71-yarder. Tyler Scott from the Bears, 65-yarder, overthrown. Justin Watson, yeah, Mahomes was just off. I guess he was a little sick. Byron Pringle, wide open on a 47-yarder. Mac Hollins from the Falcons, 24-yarder, overthrown. T-Mac from Howell, he usually hits those. DK Metcalf. So all these points on the board. And, I guess everybody could say it. Everybody could have 100 or 200 more points. Everyone could have another win or two. And we could go into air yards too. Olavi's the air yard master. That's without the run after the catch. 117 yards he left on the board. Got a bunch of guys that could have had 100 more yards. Drops, overthrows. Human error is the bane of fantasy football. Human error, whether it be play calling, not catching the ball, slipping, falling, dropping, overthrow. That's, I guess, just what makes it great. Enough about fantasy football. Let's go into teams. How you win and lose in the NFL. I'm going to tell you how you win and how you lose in the NFL. You run the ball. You run the ball, you win. You run the ball 45, 48, 50% of the time, you win. You run the ball 30, 35% of the time, even 40% of the time you lose. Week 8, teams that run the ball 45% of the time won. The teams that won ran the ball 45% of the time and passed it 55. The teams that lost ran at 40 and passed it 60. On the season, if you run the ball 47 to 48% of the time, teams that win, that's what they do. Teams that lose throw the ball 63% of the time and run the ball 37% of the time on average. Winning teams, 48% run. Losing teams, 37% run the ball. I don't get it. I don't know why it's so hard. That and the turnover battle. This week was the most even week. Last couple weeks has come back down a little bit. This week, the teams that won the turnover battle were 6-6, and there was 4 ties. On the season, after week 8, if you win the turnover battle, if you have less turnovers than the other team, you're 71-29 with 22 ties. 70%. You win 70% of the games if you win the turnover battle. Now, penalties is strange. Penalties, you can lose the penalty battle. You can have more penalties and win the game. 44-58 with 20 games with the same amount of penalties. So penalties, I thought they kill. I guess you could call crucial penalties like pass interferences that give up a touchdown or first down. That'd be a whole nother wormhole. Get into, crucial penalties. Third down would have been a punt, but no. Illegal contact. Sick of that one. Get your hand out of my face. Defensive before the pass. Holding. F you. So I don't know about the crucial penalties. I'm sure it's a lot different, but overall penalties, you can be penalized and win. You can't turn the ball over. You got to run the ball and not have turnovers, and you win. I don't know. They don't figure this out. Got rookie quarterbacks thrown at 50 times. Got backups thrown at 50 times. Got great running backs. Hammers, bowling balls, sledgehammer running backs getting the ball 10, 12, 5 times. It's in the math, people. Home field advantage. 9-7 home teams went straight up this week. 8-6-2 against the spread. On the season, it's coming around straight up. Through week 6, there was no home field advantage at all. Through week 8, home teams are 65-57. 60, 54, and 8 against the spread. So home field advantage. As the weather gets worse, maybe teams are traveling more. Starting to be a little more. You're starting to see that. So when you're gambling, you can start taking home field advantage into it more. This is what I do all day, every day. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, we talked about Vegas. Last week, straight up. Oh, I didn't write it in yet. Straight up, I went 10-6. Sorry, guys. Be prepared, Boy Scout. 7-8-1 against the spread. Dude. 10-6, 7-8-1, 7-9. 10-6, 7-8-1 against the spread. And we went 7-9. It's been a struggle last 3 weeks. I'm gonna tell you. My 4-pack went 1-3 again. 0-4, 1-3, and 1-3. Don't listen to Brother Richie. I'm 14, 17-1 on my best 4 picks of the week through week 8. Cowherd went 2-2-1. He's 18, 19-3. He's taken a lead over me. Nick Wright still sucks. 1-2. He's 8-16. So Nick Wright's picking 33% correct. JFK this week. So I went 10-6 straight up. A couple out of my pick 'em pool. 7-8-1 against the spread. I am 67, 51, and 4. So still doing pretty good against the spread, but I got to have a good week. Week 9. Week 9 is my week. I can feel it, people. It's a tough week, but I'm going to put in the extra thought. Just let it come to me. Week 9. Week 9, go Beavs. JFK. Flip the coin, 50-cent piece. Heads and tails. Went 7-9 straight up and 5-10-1 against the spread. So he's trying to get back to 500. We'll do all the math. Over and under. I was my best week of the year, I think so. Over and under. I was 8-8. I have a hard time with over and under. That's my picks for the week. Home team, run the ball. Run the ball. Don't turn the ball over. Play at home, you win. Run the ball and don't turn it over. Give your defense a rest. Punting is not that bad. Field goals aren't that bad. Extra points aren't that bad. Taking points isn't that bad. I did hear too, I can't remember who it was. It was an ex-lineman, I believe. They said, sometimes they go for it, and we just busted our ass on a 10-play drive. They expect us, it's 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it, and it's incomplete. And we're at the 10-yard line, and we just went 10 plays and 7 minutes off the clock, and we're busting our ass, and we're bleeding, and we're tired as shit. And we sit down, we have nothing to show for it. How about just kick the field goal? Just give us something to show for it. There's nothing wrong with punting, kicking a field goal, and kicking extra points, people. And I don't understand it. I'm smarter. Me and my friends and a lot of beyond casual fans. If you're a decent fan to hardcore fan, I think a lot of us are smarter than these effing guys that make $10 million a year plus. Coaching staff of 6, 8, 10 guys can't figure this stuff out. I can. And I know it's hard when you're under pressure. Yeah, but you're paid to be under pressure. That's what you're getting paid for, and that's what you do 24 hours a day. Figure it out. Figure it out. Let's talk a little survivor pool. Brother Richie here. The spirit of sports. We're talking sports. We're talking life. I'm trying to get Raz in here soon. Talk some life. Got to get him back. Uncle Raz. Need to get my talk story going a little more. It's hard to wrangle people into the studio, but we'll try for that tomorrow. If not, we'll do Emelani the Great tomorrow on Wednesday. But let's talk some survivor pool. I'm in 2 still. One's worth 23 G's and one's worth 8 G's. Tell you what I got going. And week 9. Some you ain't touching. I really like Cleveland at home versus Arizona with Tune at quarterback for Arizona. 8-point spread. I think I'm going with that on one of mine. I also I very much like, actually, New Orleans, minus 8.5 at home against Chicago. Are they the worst team in the league? Fields not coming back. Bajent coming down to earth. Tape is out. You know how it is with new quarterbacks. A couple good games, tape's out. Struggle. So I like New Orleans. I like Cleveland. Those are teams probably that you haven't used yet. Couple can't touches. Indy at Carolina, maybe. Giants, Vegas, I don't know. If you're ballsy, you go Philly over Dallas. I think they're going to pound them. Why Dallas didn't make a move? That running game's going to hurt them. Mark my words. Come late in the season, in the playoffs, Dallas' lack of running game is going to hurt. Do you take Cincy over Buffalo? Do you take the Chargers over the Jets? So if I had to say survivor pool, 2 best bets, Cleveland at home against Arizona, New Orleans at home against Chicago. And now, it's panic room time. I wish I had the red lights flashing. Panic room. It's the purge. The scoundrels are out. There's no laws for one night. There's a panic room over there. These teams have the key. Panic room. It's not a panic button. It's a panic room, and you're in there for the whole week. Some of these guys, actually, it's a bunch of newcomers. Carolina got out of the panic room last week. Let Denver out of the panic room. They were 6 weeks straight. Patriots got out. They might be back. Let's see. Denver got out of the panic room. They were 5 weeks straight. The Jets were 3 weeks at one point. So let's go to the week 9 panic room. I'm going to start out. I just go alphabetical where I look down, look at the list of the NFL. Do they need the panic room? Should they be? Or you're either a marauder and you go pillage the town with no laws. You hide in the corner, which I haven't really added yet, but that'd be a good one. Hide in the corner and hope nobody breaks in your house. Or you're firmly locked in the panic room scared. Arizona Cardinals, it's my first time putting them. Maybe I've been sleeping on them. Traded away their QB. They're 1-6. I think firmly in the panic room. It's just that this year's a write-off. So that's why they don't really need to panic. Maybe they're just in the corner because they don't really care. 1-7. Tanking for a quarterback. Kyler Murray might get something on the market. But you know what? I'm going to put him in the panic room just because 5 losses in a row, you have to. Atlanta, coming off a loss, 3-4, I believe. No, 4-4, coming off a loss. QB room's a disaster. Heineke, I think they're in the corner. Can't quite put them. They're holding the key, though. Lose this week against Minnesota with a rookie quarterback. You're firmly in there. Chicago Bears taking your 3rd trip in. Might be the worst team in the league. Just a bad team. Sure, they got hosed on the first play. It could have been a 70-yard touchdown that could change the whole complexion of the game, but you got a rookie quarterback from a Division II school, and you don't run the ball. And your line's bad, your D's bad, defensive coach, bad team. 3rd trip into the panic room, by the way. Green Bay. It's your 2nd time around, and it's 2 weeks in a row. Your losses, you have losses to Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Denver. Firmly entrenched. You might want to pack your Bunsen burner and your sleeping bag, maybe your air mattress. Green Bay firmly in the panic room. Vegas, 2nd trip, 2nd week, just a bad team. Just fired your coach. Antonio Pierce, see what happens. Your coach and GM. Oh, yeah, breaking news. Breaking news. Raiders finally fire their coach. Josh McDaniels. Okay, Josh McDaniel. I always get Mike McDaniels, Josh McDaniel. Josh McDaniels, Mike McDaniel. Whatever, S or not, he's out of there. And they're paying him for 4 more years. Just another brilliant move by the guy that has no money. Al's kid. Unbelievable. Rams. I think it's your 1st trip in. 1st trip in. I'm putting the Rams. Back-to-back losses. Stafford out. Brett Rippon. I don't know. Come in like your dad. Remember the 91 Skins? I love saying that. Redskins. Redskins. The 91 Washington Redskins. Rippon all over the yard. The Fun Bunch. Super Bowl. His kid. I had San Fran hiding in the corner last week. San Fran, you're firmly in there. Go lock the door, Ba. 3 straight losses. Question mark at quarterback. There's a reason. It's the reason why a guy is the last pick of the draft. So that is my week 9 panic room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in. Buffalo got out. Carolina got out. New Orleans got out. Tampa, I didn't put them back in. Washington and the Chargers. So panic room is pretty fluid. Win a game, you're out. It's just that easy. Lose a couple in a row or look bad or lose a key player. That's the panic room. And we'll see on week 10. And that's going to do it for today. This is Brother Richie, live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, the spirit of sports, brought to you by Not Pods, at Not Pods on my YouTube channel. Notpods.com, coming soon. 51 cents to listen to me, coming soon. Producer coming soon. Music coming soon. Professionalism coming soon. For now, grassroots, baby. Brother Richie, I love you. I love myself. Trying to love others. Service industry for 30 years. It's kind of getting tough, but just good money. It's okay. Try love everybody. Try love yourself. And I will see you next time. Hui ho.